Okay, we're back, and let's see, Brian, we're talking now, we finished with the, well, we're still in the regular agenda, but we talked about the hearings, and most of these now are for zone changes, right?
Yeah.
So we're back. We had talked about the one there by the Deaver lot, and then we have one, Shabam, zone change request for 73.73 acres, Buena Vista Road, from X special use to AG.
Yeah, this is
Exclusive Agriculture District in conjunction with request for inclusion into a California Land Conservation Act contract.
Yeah, basically you're down in the Buena Vista area, and the people are in the X zoning, and they want to be.
I'm not even sure what X zoning is.
It's kind of like a, it's like an unzoned type area, I believe. Okay. So it's.
So is that pretty much like anything, or?
No, I would say no.
Okay.
It's something they probably have to look at.
It's not zoned, but so you're going to have to find out what zoning it is when you go to put something on it?
And why someone have an X zoning, I'm really not sure, to be quite honest.
Okay.
I want to say years ago I heard the answer. I can't remember what it was, but it was convoluted at the time.
So it looks like they want to put it in the Ag District in a Land Conservation Act. Well, that's not the same as Williamson, is it?
Yeah, same deal.
Okay.
It'd be the Williamson Act, yeah.
All right. Yeah, interesting. Okay, then to me that's interesting because they're not.
Different
Are there
verbiage.
still any monies for the Williamson Act?
Not coming from the state, no.
Okay, but there's still the benefits of.
Yes, there is.
Of tax benefits and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, it's good to know. So, does it still take the same amount of time to pull land out of Williamson Act when it goes in?
It should. I think it's like a 10-year rollout period, or sometimes people. Almost never happens. They go in there and they pay all the fines and fees and penalties, but that's very rare. It's prohibitively expensive.
All right. So moving on from that, we have the Amador County Housing Element Update. Now, shall I read what this says? It says the housing element consists of minor revisions to text and policies in order to address the new legislation that has been passed by the state of California since the county's current housing element was adopted in 2010. It includes the update of demographic and housing data where current information is available. The Amador County Housing Element Update does not entail the physical development of housing, nor is it anticipated to result in the development of any particular site or have direct or indirect physical impacts on the environment.
It's more of a planning type document, is what it is, and one's done every 5 years. I think ours is maybe a little bit behind, but it dovetails into the general plan, and sometimes I'm not sure. Sometimes I wonder about all the planning, and it's probably a good thing in a way, but I find it rather ironic. If you look back in history, 100 years, maybe a little more, people had, what would you call it, mixed use. I mean, you had the butcher shop downstairs, and you had the family lived, the butcher and the butcher's family lived upstairs, and then it came along. In recent times, we said we're going to make planning where the butcher is over there and the housing's over here, and it was the latest greatest thing. And now we're going back to having the mixed use, which they had in 1860.
The mixed use is, I believe, a lot of people when they talk to me about Agenda 21 planning is that type of planning a lot to put. More or less make it like for neighborhoods, whether even if it's a city-type neighborhood where things are close to you, and
there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. You know,
I get it. I think we have it right here still in Amador County. We have
not saying
right here in Jackson. We have quite a lot of Main Street shops down on the bottom, and people renting the top floors for housing.
And a lot of that, if you look at the infrastructure's there from years back, just they didn't use it. But I'm not saying I'm supportive of Agenda 21, but as far as if something makes sense and if people like to do it, I'm okay with that.
Okay, I hear that. Okay, and then we're going to be talking about the jail project. This is the Amador County Detention Facility Expansion Project. Discussion possible action relative to consideration of the adoption of mitigative negative declaration for the Agenda County Detention Facility Expansion Project. And The project consists of construction of an 8,000, 10,000 square foot expansion with approximately 3,000 foot of underfloor storage. Is that an additional?
Yes.
Okay, 3,000
that's,
foot.
you're talking
under
8 to 10,000.
Right, that's not
square
very
feet.
large. But anyway, and with parking, ancillary parking of approximately 20 more spaces and walkways at the existing sheriff's office and detention facility site located on 7.78 acres. And I think we know where the jail is. They're right by the municipal building there.
Yeah, it's near the county CAC
Administrative
building.
Center.
Yeah, 810 Court Street.
Right.
And you know that whole jail thing, Tom, it's been, I don't know if I'd say frustrating, but it's been a work in progress for quite a while. Originally they came out and they had that AB 900 funding, and the county looked at possibly applying for that, actually did apply for that, and received a pretty substantial grant, but we got looking at what the costs were going to be. And I remember what really got my attention one time, I don't remember who asked the question, but the question was asked, it could have been any of the board members, what was the additional cost going to be of building the jail that was proposed at that time? And the costs of jail were pretty big, but what really was scary was operational costs were just going to be through the roof. And so we looked at that for a long time, trying to see can we make it work, because we would like to have a newer, updated jail with more areas for share of the program people, so hopefully maybe cut back on some of that.
Also with prisoners coming from, state penitentiaries
AB
back here to the jails where they can spend very long amounts of time. Some in LA are there for 20 years or so, so that's certainly possibilities here. So the year-long stay at a jail has changed.
Yeah.
So we have to look at
some maybe
how
a lot
to make
longer than
jails
that.
differently, right?
And there's getting to be a lot of, our jail's older, and at the time it was built, it was a proper jail, but now they're saying there's a lot of other programs that maybe the sheriff would like to be able to do and give him more flexibility, and we would like to be able to make sure he can meet all the state guidelines. And a lot of this stuff is driven by court decisions, driven by state mandates. Right. It used to be, look at the old jails, they had a little rock or brick building that was 8 by 8, and that was a jail in 1860, and they might have had it was nothing fancy. Now there's a lot of requirements in having a jail. It's
sure.
not, in my mind, when you go to jail, you're in jail.
You're going to be litigated from the inmates.
Oh, inmates or attorneys looking to make money.
Right.
But we looked at this, and so we originally were looking at putting a jail out there on the business center, out next to the HHS building off Locomotive Drive, I believe it is. And that was looking prohibitively expensive. And in conjunction, we also we looked at that piece of ground the county has off of Wicklow Way about putting it in there.
Right.
And I would have loved to have a jail in that Wicklow Way site. Just the cost was prohibitive. I mean, even doing this addition we're doing, which I think the sheriff really needs, it's going to stretch the county out a little bit, and we're looking at our dollars, see if we can make that work. We really need it, but the other ones just weren't going to work. But that Wicklow Way area, what I see in my vision for the future, probably when I'm pushing up daisies 50 years down the road or whatever, 40, I think it'd be good if the county could transfer as buildings get basically outlive their useful life. If we could start putting in facilities out in the Wicklow Way area, because the county has a big piece of ground there. And one issue I see now, the county, we have departments over here, we have departments up this road, departments down that road. We're kind of scattered out, and I think it'd be a lot better a lot more economical, easier to manage if you had stuff more on almost one like a campus type setting.
Okay.
But that's way down the road.
Right. So that's what I was going to say. You're talking about after the new jail addition lives its lifetime, possibly see things move. Well, that's way looking down the road here in America. So anyway,
But that's something. Never hurts to look down that road. And our acre.
Well, I understand, but I guess all I'm just saying is we're going to be looking at this addition here first.
Oh, absolutely,
and,
yes.
And the monies for that. So exactly what will they be basically talking about, or what do they want to come of that discussion tomorrow? And you have 30 seconds to tell me.
Oh, we're looking at whether or not it falls under mitigating negative deck
Okay,
as far as the
right.
findings, or if there's significant issues that can't be mitigated. At this point, the county believes that with mitigation measures that it can meet the mitigating negative deck requirements.
Okay, all right. Well, Brian, I want to thank you for coming by, and all the people out there, if you're interested in any of this, you want to make it to the Board of Supervisors. If you just want to listen to it, go to their website, and you can hear this live, and I do that quite often. I just put the website on, and I can hear what's going on at the Board of Supervisors meeting. I'm Tom Slavic. That was Brian Oneto, Supervisor, and we'd like to thank you for watching TSPN, and we'll catch you again next time.